Welcome to our weekly Emuna is our future with connection to our source. This is what it is, to our source. It's a very deep concept, very profound, and it's something which all of us, should think about a little bit in a deep way. What does it mean to be connected to our source, to have a kesher to our makor, the mokum, the place that we're in? I want to say, like, every day a person has the power, the ability to wake up, say, Modani, thank God we're here in Yerushalayim, if that's where they are, it's where I am. Wake up and say, thank God I'm in Yerushalayim. I'm sitting now in the yeshiva of Rav Shalom Arush, Chesed, as part of Breslev, Israel. And our Emuna Team, thank God, is announcing Emuna Tour 2020. So each person themselves wake up and has to say, well, what is our purpose for today? What am I doing? Where am I? And with those questions, you can start to understand that every morning, every afternoon, every night, we have the power to tap into three special paths, three special ways beyond in prayer of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. This is where we've been. This is our team, our true team, not the Emuna team. The real team, the ultimate team, is being part of this Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, of Shacharit, Mincha, Maariv, of morning, afternoon, and evening, and all these parshas that we've been reading, starting off, thank God, with parshas Lech Lecha. We have a little bit from now, but we see Avram first come, but Lech Lecha, the Chaf of Avraham, and we come with Lech Lecha into Vayera. And for us this year, personally, we were in the Emuna Tour 2019 in America, North America, Central America, with Rav Shalom Arush, giving over the light of Emuna like Avraham Avinu, the Ohavi, someone who was beloved. And we were sharing that light of Emuna as the day began, the New Year's beginning, and we're starting to get ready in a daily way every morning with a new fresh, new energy, with a new understanding of what life's about. So for personally, I have to deal with my children and my wife. I mean, dealing with my wife, it's not dealing, it's an honor. But my children also. And that is the beginning of my day. And then we go pray, shacharit, after mikveh, after cleaning the guf, cleaning the body, getting ready with Avraham Avinu's light. And then we go into the parshas of Chai Sarah, which is already that transition parsha from Avraham to Yitzchak. And that's already where the middle of the day, and we're going through the day, through the work, through the business, through the learning, whatever you do in your life. And we're heading into now this afternoon time. And that's where we've been the last few weeks since we came back from Emuna Tour 2019, and we're going into Mincha. We're going into Mincha. Mincha is a time of Yitzchak Avinu's parshas, and this is already Chai Sarah, and going into Toldus. Toldus is really where we see Yitzchak Avinu feature. Now it's very important to remember, as part of this team, there's also important mothers. We have Avos and we have the Imahos. We have Sarah and Rivka. Sarah with Avraham and Rivka with Yitzchak, and they have the merit of bringing down all the neshamas, all the souls, till now. So Avraham and Yitzchak are Shachris and Mincha. Mincha is a time which is very difficult. It's very short prayer, but thank God with Shachris we did all the different stages we went through. We'll talk about one day the Vodas HaTefillah, the prayer service, this idea of going through different worlds, cleaning them off, going through the world of action, going through the world of angels, into the world of creation, into the world of being in front of Hashem. And as we do that moment, we start off, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu v'Elokei Aviseinu, Elokei Avraham, Elokei Yitzchak, v'Elokei Yaakov. We walk into Shmoneh Esrei, we walk into Atzilus every morning, every afternoon and night with Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, the God of Avraham, the God of Yitzchak, the God of Yaakov. And then we're able to stand and pray with being part of that team. Now, if you look on Tefillin, it's very interesting, you see that there's three aspects. There's a shin. So there's the right, left, and the middle, the shin. So this aspect of shin, this os, this letter of Shin, is Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. These are the three parts. On the top part of the Tefillin Shorosh, and on the other part of the Tefillin Shorosh is 4. Yeah, 4 is Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. Thank you. Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah. These are the 4 imahos that we join ourselves up with every day. With the Tefillin Shorosh, we put them on in Shacharis. We're now at a point where we're part of this team. Once a very nice Chabad Rabbi said this to me, and said it in reference to my father, that he should join part of that team every day. When I gave him a pair of tefillin that I managed to organize for him. And that joining that team is very relevant. It's not just like a nice, cute idea, some spiritual woo. It's real. Every day we get the opportunity to connect into the paths of our forefathers and our mothers. And this is a path of holiness, a path of prayer. And from that place, we're able to tap in to our source. That's what we're talking about. What is the source? We said it's Hashem, it's a Mokum, it's the one, but there's representations how it was manifest in the world. The path of Avraham, as we said, those parshias of Yitzchak, we're told this, and then we climax with Yaakov. Yaakov is the Shlemus, he is the chosen of the 3 forefathers, and that's where we are now. We are in Parshas V'Yetzei. After told us, we first see Yaakov come and told us, and then we go straight into V'Yetzei. Now Yaakov's off into the place called Haran, a place of anger, and he's looking for a shidduch, he's looking for a soulmate, and he ends up with 4 wives, Rachel, Leah, Zilpah, and Bilah. And we talk about those 4 wives also being part of the team, and that's building this people that we're connected to every day with our Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. So once we have this foundation, let's bring it down into real life. Yeah, it's very important. So why are we talking about this? Because one, we've been reading about it in the Torah, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and how each one of them set up prayer service. Avraham was the mountain, the Har, Yitzchak was the field, and Yaakov was the Mokum, the place, the Beis HaMikdash. Each one built a different, the bias, that was Yaakov, the house. Each one built a different place of tefillah, a different time of tefillah, prayer. And this is the power of Rabbi Nachman. He takes us into this 4th aspect, which is connected to the Tzaddik Yesod Olam, Moshe Rabbeinu, Yosef HaTzadik. This 4th aspect is the idea of Isbodedus, which all the tzaddikim for all the generations, all the way back to the original Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, were connected into this avodah of Isbodedus, of personal prayer. And that is a powerful foundation with everything we discuss on Emuna is Our Future, and with Rav Shalom Arush Shlita and all his books of Garden of Emuna and the Garden of Emuna series. We've been discussing this idea of personal prayer, and we're tapping in also to that light during these special parshias, because when Yaakov in this parsha was working for Lavan, like we all deal with these kind of people in our life, the Lavans in our life, the business, the hustle. You know, that's one of the reasons why it took so long to get this shir ready, and so long, so many people involved to just make it happen, that we should be able to do this live share and the video that's going to go on our Breslev English YouTube channel, which thank God is growing. We have a lot of Rabbonim there. We have Rav God, Rav Yonatan Galed, we have the Rabbinit now, Rav Rabbinit Arush, and we have Rav Arush himself. It all translated into English, Rav Nachman Arush, and please God, Rav Notanosh, and all the different speakers that we're going to involve, please God, Gedalia Fenster, and there's hopefully all the guest speakers we're going to have, because that's the good news in announcing Emuna Tour 2020. That's what's relevant for me personally, like as part of this channel and this social media, how I can extend what we did this year now and bring it on a whole new level into 2020, the non-Jewish year, but the concept is to bring that 2020 vision, to bring that clarity of Emuna is our future, that Emuna is what life is going to be based on a daily level, and to have Emuna that our prayer, as Rav Arush said, is the key, that the power of saying thank you, the power of talking to God, this is the foundation, this is what we build together every day of our life. No matter, we're standing, today I was at a hospital, thank God I'm healthy, thank God my hand's a little bit, whatever, deformed a little bit, but thank God I'm finished with going to hospital now after an accident on the light railway, which I still travel on. Thank God everyone should be healthy and be safe on their travels. And, it's been like over almost a year since I had the accident, and thank God, like all the different judgments that the Rav Arush talks about should be sweetened through joy, through being happy. And that's something which, learning these concepts, reading the Parsha, connecting into Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and Sarah, Rivka, Rochel, Leah, connecting into our source, then we start to feel joy. Why? Because we're not alone. That's the point. We're not alone. We're talking to God. We're talking with merits. We have merits, like we said, with the Tefillin Shorosh. We have this team. We're surrounded by merits, meritorious things. We're not essentially bad. We're essentially good. As we spoke about from Rav Arush, that we have to say in our Hisbodedus that I am a neshama, I am a soul, and I want to do good. So we're going to end off the first part with Yaakov's light, that he was in Lavan's land trying to develop and build his family, and what was he doing? He was doing personal prayer. He was saying Shah Malas. He was saying the 15 prayers of ascent that we see in Psalms. He was in the fields. He was working with the sheep. And from there came a whole nation. From there came our people. And from Yaakov's truthful work, from his being a shepherd in a true way, for all the people around him, all the sheep around him, all his family, his 4 wives and his children. I mean, it's hard enough for me to marry to one person and be a loyal, dedicated husband, to have 4 wives, and 12 children. I mean, Bilah, I have 6. To deal with that, it's such a big thing. So we're going to do a little goodbye now for this part of Yaakov Avinu's journey, and we're going to carry on with the prayer service and this idea of Yaakov going ahead into the world as he comes back to Eretz Yisrael with his family and completes his family there. And we'll talk about that for the next week, because I'm going to be away, thank God. I'm also traveling, and it is a segula to read the next parsha, Vayishlach Yaakov. This is a big segula, a big treasure trove for when a person travels. So we got Emuna Tour 2020. We're going to work on many trips to different parts of the world, including London and South Africa. Please God, welcoming your host requests. And also we're going to be going to North America again and Central America. Please God, maybe even South America. We have to have people reach out to us in all the different destinations. We'll talk about it more, but there's a special power in next week's Parsha Vayishlach. We'll talk about it in one moment in part 2. I'm going to continue here live. Okay, welcome back to part 2 of Emuna is Our Future, connecting to our source. What does it mean to connect to our source, and how do we do that on a daily level? So we spoke in part 1 about Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Shachris, Mincha, Marev, the 3 prayer services that we have a power to connect into. We spoke about our holy mothers, how they were able to pray in a real way every day. And we spoke about how every day each of us can tap into personal prayer, this 4th level, and that is the key to the complete picture of Elekei Avraham, Elekei Yitzchak, Elekei Yaakov. And as we go ahead to Mogen Avraham, the shield of Avraham, the shield of protection, Mogen David, and the shield that surrounds us, light that surrounds us. How do we build this? How do we tap into it? Through this 4th level, which is personal prayer, which Rav Shalom Arush Shlita is teaching us in all his Garden of Emuna series books, and in our Emuna is Our Future classes. We're hearing about it. Thank God we have Rav Elgrad giving over Halacha. We have Rav Yonatan Galed giving over the Universal Garden of Emuna. We have so much power that we are part of in our daily level just by being a Jew and being existing. And say, if you're not a Jew, we have the Universal Garden of Emuna, where we understand how the principles of Emuna are universal. It's not just about Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, because a person, one, either can become a convert, or they can take this light of Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov and prayer service and put it into their day by praying, no matter who they are. And if you read in the Rav Arush's books, the power of Emuna is relevant for everybody, not just the Jewish people. And that is a tremendous light that is generating now in Jerusalem, in Yerushalayim, and the world, that there's a need for a universal clarification of values, of principles, of prayer, of joy, of happiness. How many people nowadays are going through personal dilemmas, personal struggles, trying to hold their energy together? Like, for example, for a man to be Shama, the bris, as Gedalia Fencer talks about a lot, being able to protect that part of yourself, to not let these liquids, these precious souls go out into the world to wherever, to watch where your eyes go, to watch where your mouth goes, to really focus yourself on a daily level. And at the same time, to generate relationships that are real, and at the same time to tap into happiness, to be connected to our source, to understand that with that connection, that is the key to joy. And once we have joy, we have happiness, then everything goes well, everything goes good. So we're going to talk about that in this second class of this connection to our source with Yaakov Avinu's journey, Vayishlach, Yaakov. Because I'm going to be right now in London when this is happening, this parsha is going to go live. And we're going to talk about how Yaakov Avinu was able to go, our forefather, into Jacob, let's say his English name, Jacob, with the battle with Esau, his brother Esau. And it's really a battle between light and darkness, between the powers of good and evil, even though it's not nice to call someone who was his brother evil, but he is called Mummi Yisrael. That is a name that he has. And that's a tremendous power of Yaakov Avinu to stand strong, to emes, to all the generations till now, to be able to deal with this exile that we are in right now, the exile of Esau, the exile of Edom, this Golus, and it combines with the exile of Ishmael, of the other son of Avraham as well, because there was this purification process going on. Just like with prayer service, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov purifies the world, purifies the people that it's praying for it, but it also purifies the people in a deep way, that the aspect of Yishmael and Esau is purified. The idea of too much anger, too much jealousy, or too much lust, these kind of aspects are purified. And also Yaakov purifies this aspect of kovod, of honor, because Yaakov is called Kotan, he's small, makes himself small. That humility, that you know that you need a higher power, like we talk about with the recovery world. You need to have that power of something bigger than you to save you from your struggles. To even help me speak right now, I need that higher power to help me, to be able to go and do all the things I need to do right now. I'm going to have to cut short soon because I have to go get my child from school. This power of accepting that there's a higher power running everything and we're not in control, that is the Emuna that we have to live with, we have to constantly strengthen ourselves with. And as Rav Arush says, by speaking it into reality, by constantly having that personal prayer time, that prayer service, that is the key. So how does this once again come relevant for our daily lives? So one of the things as part of Emuna's Our Future and Emuna Tour 2020, because that's going to be our big project, we really want to create hosting opportunities, because we can't underestimate the power of meeting Rav Arush in person and meeting his Talmidim, like Rav Yonatan Galed and Rav Elgrad and his sons, Rav Natan and Rav Nachman, and meeting the actual real people in person, talking face to face. I was in those meetings with Rav Shalom Arush. It was like another world. It was like walking into like Garden of Eden, or like some sort of spiritual place where all your suffering and pain does have hope, does have future, that you can resolve it through prayer and through Emunah and through change. So you say, well, he's not here now, but you take those ideas. We have all the books, we have all the teachings, we have our online source, we're constantly developing more and more classes. Everybody can develop this together. Everyone can share this. Everyone can join us on Emuna 2020. Emuna Tour 2020 is about people offering hosting. It was so amazing this last tour. And I don't know if we can even come up to such a level of hosting, but let's do it like in LA. Maybe people in Los Angeles want to host the Rav. We've already had some requests on the last tour. We weren't able to make it there. So please God, maybe this time we will make it there. We have the opportunity to go back to Mexico City and make a Breslev day. There were people like Nissan Black and singers like, other singers like, Zusha and other such bands. And Gedalia Fenster's already agreed he'd be able to come and bring together a whole amazing experience of music and Emunah, and these kind of events can really bring a lot of inspiration and encouragement to everybody involved and around. So that's that point. Now we have the next point of Emuna Tour, of trying to get to new places like London and South Africa, places we haven't been to for many, many years, and not least with Rav Arush. And we would love to go there. And me personally, I've never been to South Africa. I'm married a South African. I would love to see where my wife came from, her hometown, Cape Town and Joburg. I have a lot of friends there. It's not just about me having a good time. It's about going there, obviously, with Rav Arush and bringing out Emunah and connecting with people there in a real way, in a face-to-face experience. And thank God the Rav is feeling healthy. Rav Shalom Arush, Rav Shalom Ben Yimna, keep praying for him. They should be healthy and well, so he should be able to go through this next year after Chanukah. And that really is where we hope that the combination of all this, of Avraham and Yitzchak and Yaakov, and all the children from that come out with the light of Yosef Asadik and Moshe. We spoke about the personal prayer, this personal prayer that is built during Chanukah. When you're standing in front of the menorah, the light climaxes of this time and lights up this dark time, this challenging exile, this challenging inner struggle to be pure, to connect yourself to purity on a daily level through the free tefillahs and through the personal prayer, to constantly understand and light that menorah and light up your home. There's no more business now. We're out of the business for a few hours or however long you can take out, and we're by the menorah, and it's not just about a post and a selfie. We're by the menorah talking to Hashem. We're lighting up our hearts, lighting up our homes. And with that, with the Chanukah lights that we're going to get ready for, please God, with Yaakov's lights, he gets the shemen, he brings the shemen with him, he brings that oil and lights up the world wherever he goes, even in the darkness, even the night, the Marev, the special prayer, Ala Nisim, Vala Gavuris, all the different miracles Hashem does for us. Hashem should give us the strength to do what we need to do with Emuna and clarity, and get inspiration from the Pasha, inspiration from the team that we're part of, the Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and the Imahos, and our mothers, and understand that we're part of this team, and that light is available in Emuna for the whole world to share and dance together, b'mehevim with the Mashiach Sekenu. Amen.